Pow Wow, yo yippee yay guys, this is Pow Wow number 15. Super excited to be with you guys. Like always, we're gonna have some fun, then we're gonna dive deep into what's happening on the crypto markets, talk about the positive news, negative news of the week, then look in how SwissBorg, how we're really gonna grow as a network. Really look into the marketing channels, the different strategy, how to grow our community and make sure that our wealth app is in the hand of everyone. Without further ado, let's get into the beautiful joke of the week. Like always, if your picture's not here, please send it on Telegram. It'd be awesome to add you to the family board. So how French traders analyze their charts. So this is a joke by Sissy. Thanks for this. Like always, people in France are always doing by the baguette, which is extremely important. But that's how it is. The other joke was quite another funny one, is that we've seen that Justin's son, he had the big balls to put a poll and say what will be better between Tron 4.0 or Ethereum 2.0. And within the few hours, ETH was taking over like big time. It was like 30,000 votes that were for Ethereum versus like 2,000 votes for Tron. And I don't know, maybe Justin bought these likes or not, these voting polls, but then it changed dramatically. So hard to know if they bought him out or it's just that, I don't know, people woke up for some reason. The poll is about to finish, but it looks like Tron was winning shortly. Quite a cool poll. We'll have soon a new poll as well on our Twitter at SwissBorg. But it's really cool to see that things are taking off. And I personally, I believe that Tron right now has proof of stake, which is really cool, and Ethereum doesn't. However, behind Ethereum, there's a really massive community of developers where Tron doesn't have that. However, Tron has this great business acumen to it. So we'll see which one is the better one. I would go for Ether, obviously, with my heart, but we'll see with time. Negative news of the week. There's been a lot of different news, a lot of crazy things going on, especially mainly regarding actually regulation and things like that, which doesn't help really much the market. So that's one of the reasons I think so. Bitcoin has not been performing extremely well. We saw that in Eastern Europe, in Hungary right now, there's some surveillance happening that their data is not very well preserved into any servers, and that at any time the police or the state could actually look and tap into your data. That's the reason why you should always make sure that wherever you're depositing your data is in a very good manner, and even more how blockchain that'll change that, right? So that's something really cool. And obviously a lot of crypto people in Hungary right now are a bit maybe frustrated or maybe afraid. Good thing, you should open an account with SwissBorg. We have foreign for first, so you could deposit in your local currency. More importantly, our servers are based in Switzerland, so you'll be sure that everything is well protected here. Ransomware, there's this new virus going on, which is a little bit of a crazy thing where you essentially they say that they take over your data and will expose it to everyone if you don't give them 1,300. And then if you read through the whole thing, there's like different ways to buy Bitcoin and deposit into different wallets. I don't know if it's a joke or not. Check it out if you think it's worthwhile. Another thing I think so, it's regarding Asia, and we've known this for some time. The regulation there is always a bit weird, right? It's like, first let's do a digital yuan, let's go back, let's put miners, let's take out miners, let's ban crypto, no, we'll ban ICOs. It's always going back and forth, and it's always really hard to say. Obviously, it's a very growing market. It's probably the biggest market as of today in crypto, or one of the biggest. And in Sichuan, one of the county there is actually, they want to potentially make a class action to any people that mine there. So maybe we'll see an expansion of mining going to other countries going forward. This puts actually 9% of the total Bitcoin hash rate is through that region, is Sichuan. So we'll see if they'll have to move or not. But like always, I think so people in crypto, we're very versatile, very agile, and whatever regulations hits, well, essentially you move to another place. And I think so that's what a lot of different startups have been doing for a long time, especially Binance has been very agile and doing great things like that. Little scary news, which is more regarding Russia. There's a bill, so it's not voted so far, but they want to ban cryptocurrencies where you could actually get fines for holding cryptos from $200 to $20,000, and for crypto companies. So that's quite a negative news. But again, with all these regulation, always we have to step back, think about it, and say, okay, is this going to happen or not? Who really knows, right? Nevertheless, let's take this into consideration. Positive news of the week. I don't know if this is good or not good, but we're seeing, as we saw, biggest crypto firms, the most unicorns are actually now in Asia, in China, Japan, and Korea. Those are really growing markets, and it makes sense because, well, it's a new protocol. There's emerging markets as well, even if Korea is not an emerging market, but China is at least. And obviously it's more digital, and they have a step further, that they haven't built all this banking infrastructure and all that. So now they're very willing to go into new technologies such as blockchain and AI. And I think so that's one of the big reasons why it's booming there. But not only, we have the States, which is growing a lot of unicorns there. And obviously in Switzerland, there's Bitcoin Swiss and of course SwissBorg. We're going to get there. We're going to get that CHSB at over $1 billion market cap. Talking about Europe, there's Raiffeisen Bank that's working on a pilot to essentially issue a digital euro, which is really cool. We see more and more random people around the world really being pro Bitcoin, especially at this hard time, and it's very true. You should advise all your friends to buy some Bitcoin. From 1 to 10% of their savings should go into crypto, and in that crypto, you should definitely go into Bitcoin, get some ETH, and obviously enjoy the premium with the 50,000 CHSB tokens. That's what we should advise to everyone in the world. 11 years old. Those two pizzas were bought for 10,000 Bitcoin, so we're close to $90 million. So that's always a fun thing to take in consideration, that we came far away from there, but it's already been over a decade, which is quite fascinating when you think about it. Great other news, which is mainly correlated to emerging markets. We're seeing more and more growth into emerging markets, like always. Africa, which is really good to see more and more of that. It's really hard for them to spend so much of their savings on remittance, and obviously crypto is something really good for them. And looking forward on the Wealth app to be releasing very soon the crypto only accounts with USDT and more stable coins that could help eventually all the underbanked in the world, which would be a great, I think so, quest in terms of growing the community, but as well as serving a great purpose to that. So looking forward for this. With that, last thing is that essentially there's different companies right now are really trying to see how, with this pandemic, right, revealing the identification of every person and sharing that data, it could be good and not good. And the idea behind this this project is how blockchain with zero proof knowledge could essentially help to prevent a future spread of any type of pandemic, while controlling the data, making sure you're not actually revealing the whole data and it's not centralized. That could be a really good way for smart IDs to be plugged. Like if eventually you get corona, well, then you say you have corona, then you could be locked in a perimeter where people will not really know who you are, but you could actually at least reveal some information about that. And I think so that could be a good way to essentially make sure that you could control the spread of any pandemic, at the same time not reveal exactly the whole data set to everyone, which would be quite awkward. Markets. Well, the markets, it's you see, right? I mean, you really see here that this lasts, 2018, we had pretty much similar period, which was that we were testing the same wall and same resistance on and on and on and on, and until there was consolidation, the market eventually dropped and then went much higher, right, and to new highs. And I think so. We've seen quite a similar type of period here, which essentially is that we're testing, the resistance, which is between 10,000 to say 8,800, and that we're constantly trying to break it. Unfortunately, there hasn't been great news to really take over that resistance. But I'm quite confident that as soon as we get more positive news from the financial markets, this will definitely be a good way to get to new highs again. Talking about Bitcoin, as we know, this is still a very early business. When you think about it, out of 650 million addresses out of the world, there's only 30 million addresses that has like few satoshis in, and actually only 3 million that have over 0.1 BTC. So in your wallet, if you have more than 1 BTC, 0.1 BTC, that means that you're part of the 3 million. And if you have over 1 million, 1 BTC only, we're only less than a million actually has that in the world. So that is obviously takes not in consideration all the centralized exchanges where a lot of people deposit their crypto into one omnibus wallets such as Bitco. But it still shows you how small this crypto world is and how much room it has for improvement, which is really great, and you should be really proud of yourself to be part of this early movement, and congrats for that. The Martini guy, man, this guy's amazing. You guys probably saw last Saturday, and that essentially he did a big shout out and really showing that what we're doing at SwissBorg is really awesome and it's extremely different from what the others have proved and trying to prove. I think this is something that's really cool. We really enjoy it. He's a great guy. He's a self-made. I always really believe in these self-made people. Tomorrow he'll be on Crypto Night, which is really good. It's going to be a really good way to see what he looks at and what are the most important things for trading Bitcoin and crypto in general. Big shout out to him and thank you so much for taking the time and enjoying what we're doing and showing, educating your community for such a long time. It's really awesome, and introducing new partners is really something that from the bottom of the heart of Alex, myself, and the rest of the community, it's really cool to have you within our network and call you a Borg or brother, which is really cool. With that in the news, so that we just talked about the shout out, we saw as well a great article on the BTC Manager, which essentially showed that we're one of the best projects of 2020. Definitely believe this is true, and if you haven't checked it out, please check it out, read it, comment, share it on any social media. That'll be always cool for making more noise and people could realize that you're not here to stand, but for taking over, right? Community app rocking 115,000. We're getting close to the end. We're not there for the first round, which is really good. This has been really happy road, and we're looking forward to have more and more people to onboard through the community app, learn about it, and then obviously go to get to the Wealth app and become premium. So some fireworks there. Now talking about growth strategy, because I know everyone is very much interested in these different statistics and strategy. Right now we have over 5,000 people or close to 5,000 people. The deposit average is close to 1,000. Usually these deposit happens every twice a month for each user. So it could be a deposit in crypto or in fiat. And the average user has 3,000 CHSB tokens staked, which is good, but not good enough. We really need to grow that number. We have 5 million asset under management, which is far away from 100 million target, but we'll get there. And usually the people have 5 exchange per user on a monthly basis, which is, I think, is good enough. For those who have premium, these guys go crazy, right? This is where the people really looking at doing a lot of trading, which I think is great, especially with the Bitcoin daily analysis and all the different indicators we bring. And the retention is good, close to 60%. So that's good. I think so. What is very important here as well is to understand how we're going to grow, right? There's these 4 ways, right? First is always that beautiful CHSB token. That is really the Mother Earth, and this is really what we should concentrate as a community to grow in terms of price, to grow in terms of community members, and grow in terms of utilities, right? That's something very important. And then the other channels is really how you guys to make sure that you're using as most the wealth app and enjoying it. So the retention, this is very important. We have the conversion here, which is very important to make that happen, right? When people actually download the app but then have to use the app, because there's a difference between installing the app, going through the KYC, depositing, exchange, going premium, right? That's something that we're really working hard and putting that funnel. And then the first step, which is the acquisition, right? Just getting more downloads in and making people enjoy this video, starting to know more and more what we're doing, reach us on social media, and eventually downloading the beautiful wealth app. Those are the 3 big channels, and the CHSB token, which is the big tool that could channel all of this. In terms of acquisitions, the what we're really trying to do is to get over that 1,000 weekly installs to grow to more from I think so. The idea is to get 2,000 downloads per installs per week. That's really what we want to grow as. We want to grow the conversion as well. We're still having problems from a lot of ICO participants not to actually download the wealth app, which is a little bit awkward because you're like, well, you participate in the ICO, you have our CHSB tokens, why would you not download the wealth app? So maybe some people just forgot about it. Some people are not reading their emails or change their emails. This is something we really need to put pressure and grow there because if you participated, you should definitely be within it. Obviously now it's pandemic, there's different reasons, but we shouldn't find excuses and make this happen. And then the retention as it is, I think so this is good. We're very happy as it is. We really love the fact that you're enjoying the wealth app. So, with that, there's not much to change. And if there's anything that you guys want to see in the wealth app or you want us to change in some ways, please share it in this YouTube comments, and we'll look at it and hopefully adapt to what you guys think the best way is. Now I'll talk more about really the product, and that has a big effect as well. We know that right now depositing in the local currency, I think this is really cool. Buying different crypto is great, but we would need more and more products and services to really grow that, and we're very aware about that, right? Like localization to make sure it's in every language. For the crypto only people have USDT, so we'll be adding more. We'll be able to serve those people that don't have fiat gateways. Then we know that there's obviously the referral program that will kick in, will be massive. There will be more and more different tokens that will list within the wealth app. So we know there's a very big way that could be done first from more the marketing strategy per se. The other is more like product related, and those combinations is really where we will exactly prevail. And these are the 4 channels if you guys are interested. One is really about the community, waking up the community, existing one that we already have, and we really need to do that as something. Then there's the referral program, which is gonna grow on one side. Then you have the affiliate program that is even better because you're sharing revenues. And then there's the ambassador program, which is that you're getting trained. You're really monitoring your community. You're gonna have governance rights eventually. You'll have obviously sharing revenues, which will be even higher. And those 3 programs is really that pandemic move we want to have, right? Which is that the referrals, like a lot of small ones that goes. Then you have like the affiliate program as well, those brokers, business developers, and people have great networks that want to go on. Ambassadors, people that really want to care, and influencers that stick into that ambassador and at the same time affiliate program. Then we have content like always like this, and this will be growing. Eventually paid advertisements. which will help us. But that's not where we'll get the most traffic. You know, should we be concerned about this? We are. Is this bad news? No, it's not. It's completely regular. It's the fact that this is the community app. We see it here, right? And obviously the pick was a bit higher because, you know, the installs, it's just easier to do. It's a game, it's more fun, whatever. So you had more in the beginning that we had here on a users per day. But then you had some trigger events that like didn't happen here, and then one trigger event, this pandemic move, and bam, went down, then another one, and eventually. And this is exactly what we're talking about, the same way. And has been the same for the ICO. If you look at the ICO, it's exactly the same thing. It's always those same patterns that go again. It's like when you have one great strategy and then you like bam, 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 bam. You work it as much as possible, the referral program, the affiliate program, the ambassador program, and you really make that grow, right? So those are like ways that we could really take action from it. And you know, when one person refers 4 people, that other 4 people will refer eventually, you know, 4 other people, and then you grow those different trees that bring in a massive community and wakes up the other people as well and grows the price of the token. And then people again are saying, oh my God, SwissBorg token is in the top 100. And all of that, and all that has a snowball. So the snowball effect, we really have to work on it. We're working on it right now, and it's going to kick in very soon with the referral program and all the different other programs. So confident, very confident there. In terms of AUM, it's pretty much the same. We need to get there. The projected AUM is the same. It goes to the same thing, which is bringing that snowball effect and growing it. And yeah, so this is, you know, this is more graphs that explains the same thing I just talked about. So that's really how we want to kick off. And you know, we're looking really forward to start this very time soon. Yeah, I hope this guys you really enjoyed this marketing strategy that was done from the growth team with Bastien and the others. Now in terms of performance, we said we have 5,000 people, over 5 million. Unfortunately, Bitcoin has lost some appetite. So we did lose some asset under management and some volume as well, a bit less than 1 million. One thing which is really cool, and I like it very much personally, is the hourly asset analysis. And we see that there was 68,000 people that reads. That means people are really using it, and I'm personally using it, and I'm performing quite well, so I'm very happy about that. Last but not least, we have 14 million tokens, and the main country ranking is still Switzerland, France, UK, and Germany, which I think so is quite normal. That's really the markets that we have been working a lot with, and obviously this will change going forward. But these are definitely like the 4 big countries that we have as of today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Like always, if there's anything I didn't cover, just post it, and you know I'll take it over next week for sure. With much love, guys. It's always awesome to have you guys, Borgers. I hope you enjoyed this video. Much love, and have a great life, guys. Take care. Bye.
Everybody should probably have 1% of their assets in Bitcoin.